For God's goodness and his mercies toward us, we offer praise. I think every day that you wake up, you should offer God praise. Amen. My name is Lady Rowe, and welcome to the live. We're going to talk about Belle Collective, Season 7, Episode number 6. And the gentleman that we just heard was Pastor Lee B. Walker Jr. of the Mount Meigs Baptist Church in Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama. He is such a blessing to the body of Christ. I enjoy listening to him. If you ever have an opportunity, go on over there to the TikTok and listen to Lee B. Walker Jr. He is a fantastic singer. He also sings with the Alabama Boys, a quartet group, and I enjoy listening to him. And I hope you do as well. I want to just get on into this live and let's get going. Hey, Lady B, thanks for joining the live. You said, amen. Yes, we have to, for God's goodness, honey, we offer praise. At least I do. I offer praise every single morning for those grace and that mercy that's new when my feet hit the floor. I am just grateful to be in the land of the living every morning, and I give God the praise for that. Good evening, Symmetry. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Hey, living for me. Thank you guys for coming on in the room. We're going to talk about Belle Collective, Season 7, Episode number 6. The title of this episode was Dearly Belle-loved. When I tell you I am over Belle Collective, I'm trying to hang in there, y'all, but oh, it is hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard out here for a reality TV girl who loves reality TV to listen to things that just don't sound realistic. It is hard, but I'm gonna try to push my way through so I can bring you guys this content every week, as I promised. Trying to stay consistent. All right. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. I love to engage in the comment section with you guys. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and let's get over here and we talk about a lot of things. My palette is large and I enjoy a plethora of things out here on the internet. Fair use disclaimer: some material in this video is used under U.S. Copyright Fair Use Section 107 for purposes such as commentary, criticism, news reporting, and education. Today, I'll be doing some commentary and some criticism based on the show Belle Collectives. And that's all we're going to do today, pretty much. This episode was interesting, to say the least. Yeah, it had a lot going on. I'm gonna leave it at that. It had a lot going on, a lot that to me was weird, but there's a lot of weird things going on in the world. So let's get on into it. Um, yeah, I'm not leaving that. Scene one. Let's get the episode opens with Selena and Latrice at Taste Bar and Grill fixing giveaway bags. They were getting ready. Latrice apparently is hosting a giveaway event for the community. Um, they show us that previously Latrice and Letitia had met up, and Latrice invited Letitia to come out to the giveaway event. This will be a drive-through event. As we saw, it was raining when they were doing this event. Latrice tells Selena that she met up with Letitia and that they decided to put their differences aside so that they could actually get the collective back together and move cohesively together. Selena said, "You decided to listen to your husband." And Latrice tells her, "Yeah, of course." Latrice also tells Selena that she invited Letitia to the event. Cliff walks up and he says, "Well, I don't see them here." And Latrice says, "Well, maybe they may be a little bit late." So, anyway, Selena asked Cliff, had he spoken to Glenn? And Cliff said he hadn't spoken to Glenn at all. Um, he said he thought I was going to say it's hard out here for a pimp. Girl, it's hard out here for them too. So, but I ain't no pimp, but it's hard out here for a pimp. When he trying to get that money for the rent, honey. Um, But Cliff said he had not spoke with Glenn since Carrie's party, and a lady named Pam Greer, who was they had on the bottom, that she was the event coordinator. She came in all excited and was like, hey, the people, we have 50 cars out here. We got to get out of here. And Cliff said, you about to knock me over. He was trying to be funny because she was a big girl. But he was trying to be funny. I thought that was kind of in poor taste, but we know that Cliff, he don't care. Latrice said this event was a big deal. On the step and repeat, they had Walmart, 97.7 FM, Fun Treen, Taste Bar and Grill, which is Taste Bar and Grill. And Latrice said they also had the Legacy Foundation and Walmart and the news station and their state representative. All these people were there to sponsor this event and to see it move forward and to make it a big event. We see Latrice giving an interview with the news station. She was explaining the giveaway. And then we see the state representative, Justin Gibbs. He also gets up and he speaks in the interview as well. Tamara was there. She was helping out. We see Latrice pull up with a basket full of stuff. And Letitia told Latrice that she had told Glenn to come on by. She said, but he might be a little late because he had something to do. Latrice told Letitia that Cliff said if Glenn came that they would have a conversation. And I'm glad to see them being willing to kind of move things aside and get the ball rolling. Letitia says in the confessional that she hasn't had a conversation with Glenn since the photo shoot, which I find ironic and weird since they are married, I believe, and live in the same house with child. Don't get me the line what these people doing, because again, they don't make a whole lot of sense over there. Letitia said she didn't invite him to come by taste. She did invite him to come by taste. And once the event is over, she's going to take him out to dinner and they're going to have a conversation. Tamara in the confessional, um, she's in the confessional. The producer asked her, about her dad. And she said her dad was doing much better and that Latrice had called her every day to check on her. And today she is here for Latrice because of that. Then we see Marie pulls up after the event is over. Girl, she pops that trunk. She got canned goods and so forth in the back. And it's over. But she said her grandson had a basketball game that day, so that's why she was late. Marie sees Letitia and she asks, "Is that Letitia here at the taste? What did I miss?" And Latrice said, "We agreed to put our differences aside." And Marie said, This is an example as to why you stay out of people's business." And baby, I agree with you 100% because people make up at the end of the day. They make up. Hey, that's VAD. Y'all, I was looking at the notes, wasn't even looking at. Hey, Queen Script, thanks for joining. Um, Letitia said it's bigger than me and Latrice, and they are putting some things together for the collective to bring this group back around. And remember why they started the collective to begin with. Letitia says, this is a real life reset. Chad, what does that mean? Ooh, and I say these people they chap my heart. Ooh, and they're going to bury their differences. Excuse me, I am yawning. So she tells the group to dress like they're going to a funeral. The girls are wondering who and what are we burying. After the event, we see Cliff, Letitia, and Latrice sitting at a table inside of the restaurant. And we see Glenn entering the room. He speaks to everyone, and then he takes a seat as well. Glenn and the ladies decide to give Glenn and Cliff some space, and they walked out and let them have a one-on-one. The ladies left the room. Of course, they go into another part of the bar. Glenn starts the conversation, and he tells Cliff, "I looked up to you." And Cliff said, "But when the situation happened with Amanda and Glenn blamed Cliff and Latrice, he said it made him feel a type of way," which is understandable. I mean, once he put it in that perspective, it does make sense. Latrice then comes in with the drinks for the men, and Glenn tells Cliff, "Let's switch drinks." Trying to be funny. It was a fun, cute joke and whatever. But he said he really didn't know if he should trust Latrice. Um, then Latrice goes back in with Letitia, and Letitia asks her, she goes, "What is the energy in there like? What are they saying? What is it like?" And Latrice was like, they in there laughing. She said they probably spent 2 minutes about this serious conversation, and the rest is all back to normal, like nothing happened. Which is what men do pretty much. Men normally forgive and forget, and they move on with life. Women, we tend to, be the ones to hold a grudge. I ain't talking to her. We do that longer than a gentleman will. So, um, Letitia asked Latrice, so you really had to give Cliff permission to talk to Glenn? And she said, yeah, I had to give him permission. He wasn't good. There was no need in him having a conversation with Glenn after what you guys had done. We need to make sure that we were a united front before he runs out and talks to your husband. Make sure that I had spoken with you, which I totally agree with. I thought that was the best way to handle that situation, was to make sure that the couple came out knowing what each one had expected of the other, so that they both could be cohesive and put up a united front together. Um, Letitia tells Latrice, that um, she wanted her honest opinion about the conversation they should have with the collective. She told her she respected her opinion. And Letitia says she wants her and Latrice to be on the same page, which is why she was asking that. Cliff said, they go back over to the guys. Cliff said that while he was in Columbia, he was told by Latrice that Glenn was up in her face. And Glenn said, what I did was protect my wife. I wasn't up in her face. I was just protecting my wife. Glenn then tells Cliff that he and First had gotten into it. They done laughed about that. When I say Latrice was spot on when she said they probably spent 2 minutes talking about a serious conversation and the rest was back to normal. So he's over there now, emptying his guts, telling him that he had gotten into it with First. And Cliff said if the manager was gay, he asked him if the manager was gay. So he asked him if First was gay. And Glenn said he did call me sexual chocolate. And Cliff then told Glenn, you must have had tight pants on, child. When I tell you, these two right here, I think that they really have a true friendship, and they need to probably stop letting the women cause a rift in their friendship. Probably just stand back and let the women argue and they not get into it. Next, we see Marie and her stepdaughter. She called her bonus daughter, Amber, going to paint and to catch up. Marie said she has been a part of Amber's life since she was 11 months old. Amber's a beautiful girl. Her hair, if that was her hair, it was so big and so pretty. The color of it was beautiful. They're at a place called Hope Studio. Marie said Amber is a huge part of her life. That even after she divorced Cedric, that Amber still called, came by, spent time with her and her daughter, her younger daughter. Um, Amber asked Marie, "What's going on with you and Cedric?" And she called him Mr. Cedric. And Marie said, "You mean your father?" Marie says she isn't talking to him, she isn't dealing with him, and she feels betrayed. Marie then says she didn't see it coming. And Amber says, I did. Amber said it's a pattern with you and Cedric. She said he has a way of luring you in, and then when you fall for it, he does the same thing to you all over again. Amber says she feels like Marie and Cedric are better apart. And Marie said that Amber inspires her to leave. She inspired her to leave Cedric before. Marie told Amber that she is going on dating apps. And Marie said, oh, you're getting leftovers. You, baby, don't be on them dating apps because you get leftovers. And she told her, go golfing, go to charity events, go to country clubs. Amber said, if you're on dating apps, you're only going to get men that play on video games and eat chips all day. Honey, when I say that was funny, to me, that was funny because I could imagine that in my head. Amber said, they are what's left over. That's all. The people that you find on dating app are only the people who don't really get out here and mingle. They not who you need, baby. Go find you somebody that you can relate to. Amber told Marie to go to the country club in Madison and put on your red lipstick and that beautiful bodysuit. And she said she bet she would meet the man of her dreams. And I was like, okay, Amber, I see you, Amber. She was really cute in this episode. The next scene, we see Letitia and Glenn. They meet up at a place called Day Restaurant. Looks like it was a chicken rotisserie place because it said rotisserie something on the sign. I think it said rotisserie and bar. Letitia wants to talk to Glenn about what transpired at her photo shoot, and Glenn and Letitia arrive in different cars, which I keep thinking is super weird. Why are they playing with us? But girl, moving right along. Letitia jumps right into the conversation about the photo shoot, and Glenn tells Letitia to fire first immediately. Those were his words. You need to fire first immediately. Letitia said that first was wrong, and he will be taking a leave of absence. What does the leave of absence look like, Letitia? Tell me what it looks like. You really need to probably have a really stern talking with first, because he was out of line when it came down to some of the comments he made, but it made for good television. I would like to see first again, honestly. Definitely. Letitia, Glenn is unhappy with the leave of absence. He makes it very known. A leave of absence, he says, like a paid holiday for this guy. Glenn said he didn't initiate anything, and nobody had his back at the photo shoot. Glenn then said that Letitia should have put Shantae and First in their places. And Letitia said, I am stuck in the middle, Glenn. Glenn asked, why are you stuck? And Letitia said that she wasn't thinking about Glenn or the rest of her team, that she was thinking about this huge brand deal that she had coming up. Glenn said, you are thinking about your brand, huh? You only thinking about yourself. Glenn said, you see how your mind immediately went to what you love? I don't know if Glenn smoked that stuff. I don't know if he chewed up. I don't know what be going on in his head. But Glenn don't make a whole lot of sense, at least not to me. Um, Letitia responds with, because you shouldn't have come without talking to me. And I totally agree with that. He should have never came without, at first, he came with the wrong attitude. I need to be on emails, and you need to make sure that I'm on three-way calls. That's not how you talk to someone when you're not in contract with them. And I think Glenn fails to realize where his error was in that whole entire conversation. Letitia says to Glenn, Glenn, I'm sorry that I didn't make my moment about y'all asses. I'm so sorry. I want to elevate. I'm so sorry I didn't bow down to your ass no more. I'm so sorry for wanting to become what God wants me to be. I'm so sorry. Here are your flowers. What you want? You want some green beans? Do you want some of the rest of my rotisserie? All I asked you to do is to be my husband. Girl, she thought she was really eating up with that one. She thought she was really eating up. Girl, I'm here to tell you, all that talk is nothing but loud sounding cymbals. Because we know you're not going to leave Glenn. We know you love Glendale, or you're scared to leave Glendale, or you don't have no money to leave Glendale. You choose which one it is. But we know you're not going to leave Glendale, girl. Go on away from us with this. Ooh. Anywho, Glenn said he's never seen Letitia push back like this before, and it shocked him. Ninja. Ninja, are you okay? Because you think we stupid. We're not stupid. We see you and we see her, and we know both of y'all are fake and you're phony at this point. Y'all tripping. Um, Letitia said she puts herself last for Glenn, and he's out here constantly trying to hurt her. Letitia also said something should click in Glenn's head that this girl should have left me a long time ago. She should have divorced me a long time ago. But apparently Glenn's brain don't click like that, Letitia. I'm just here to tell you. The things that you think that should be common to the regular everyday person is not coming to your husband, baby. I'm sorry. He's not thinking like that. Letitia told Glenn that he ain't trying to help her. He's trying to control her. And I totally believe that. That is all control. Letitia's really proud of herself, baby. She puffed her chest out like she had done something. But again, we know Letitia ain't leaving Glenn. In fact, on their pictures for this past weekend on spring break, or a weekend, 2 weekends ago, her and Glenn and the son are together. Girl, you are not leaving Glenn, and you ain't fooling none of us. None of us at all. Okay? None of us. Um, Letitia tells Glenn that she needs him to protect her heart. Glenn once again said it may be time for him to focus on him. Letitia said, let me just shoot my shot for myself just one more time. Girl, this that boy not thinking about you. This he is not. This is what
I
he's
gotta
thinking about
put
right
me
here.
first. I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first, Lucia.
That's what Glenn wants. He just want to put himself first. He don't care nothing about Letitia. I don't care what nobody say. 'Cause this is the third time in 3 episodes. This is the episode number 6. I'm sorry, but I know within the last 3 episodes, we've heard this man say over and over that he got to think about himself. I'm sick of him, her, and the whole collective. I promise you. I thought the collective was started because of their desire to revitalize Ferris Street. They are far removed from that, baby. They so far removed from Ferris Street. They so far removed when the people told them, no, 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 you can't come over here. We ain't heard nothing else about Fair Street. Nothing. And now that Akeisha is gone, we'll never hear about Fair Street again. You said after the last review, gal to watch. I went gal to watch. First 3 times sexual type girl. First, first called him sexual chocolate over and over. Sexual chocolate? Central chocolate, central girl. Let me tell you something. I like me some Furs. Furs is good TV, and they probably should have him on this show. Cause baby, Furs, this dude right here, hilarious, hilarious. He should be on the show full time. Bring him on. Bring Furs on. Bring Furs on the show. Actually, follow Furs on Instagram, and he's pretty well known. He's gotten in some places, so I understand why Letitia probably does not want to get rid of him as her manager because he looks like he knows the who's who. Um, and for me, say I love that part. Letitia needs to keep that attitude, girl. Are you proud of Letitia? Because she was puffing out her chest. She should have opened up her shirt and showed us that S on her chest. Superwoman, girl. No, ma'am. No, to the ma'am. Sit down. Um, Again, like I said, I'm sick of Letitia and the whole collective because they tripping. Anywho, where was I at? Besides with Glenn talking about him, he wanted to put himself first. Girl, Selena, we see Selena in the next scene. She's at Mike's house cleaning up, baby, and the little tidy woman that she is. And Selena says that she's thinking about what Marie said to her about not moving into Mike's home, and to me that makes a lot of sense. If you cannot tolerate it, because maybe I would make him gut the house out and I remodel it from head to toe. Everything he had with his woman would be on the curb. Everything that I did not want in my house will be on the curb or in the garage sale. I would redo the house myself. It'd be cheaper than buying another house, but baby, to each his own. Mike comes in and he seemed really confused when she was telling him about, she wanted to get another house. I don't know what that was about, but she seemed really, really confused. Like, I mean, he seemed really like, what? Did we discuss this before? Am I missing something? But girl, yes, yes, yes. Anywho, the next scene we see the ladies meet up to talk about the collective. This is probably the most exciting part of this episode. By this time, I was tired of taking notes and I was really ready to cut the TV off and go to something else. Um, they're at an old house, look like an old colonial house, beautiful place, had been renovated, looked like a venue. They're calling this a funeral, burying the old and ushering in the new. Carrie came in looking really cute in a short black dress. They said Carrie looked like she was getting ready to go to the club or the after five, but I thought she looked kind of cute. Letitia said she wanted to lead in love. Instructions anytime someone feels like things are going too far, they should ring the bell. So next to each lady was a bell that they could pick up and they could ring when they felt as though the conversation had gone too far. Child, again, this was the most interesting part of this episode. Um, Tamara has to leave early. She lets them know that from the beginning because her daughter is having an event. So Letitia there's a piece of paper next to each bell, right? And that piece of paper is an obituary. She done created a whole obituary. They start with Tamara. She says that they started out pretty good, but right now, um, It is the hood, is what Tamara said. We started out pretty good, but right now, yeah, we've hit a rough spot. We ain't looking too great. There's no sister in this at all, is what Tamara said. This is just the truth. That is why we're here, right? Is what Tamara said. Tamara said the one thing they all have in common is they don't think the collective is a safe space. That's pretty bad now. If you don't feel safe among people that you consider your peers or your group friends or whatever. So this collective is supposed to be a group of women with like minds. If my understanding is correct. I'm sorry. But we do know that Tambra has been harmed, and she's the quietest, but she has been harmed in this group. These women brought in a guy who um Tamara actually had a peace bond, had a protective order against. They also tried to bring somebody who was dating Greedy or had known Greedy. They've done some really underhanded things to Tamara, so I can understand why she does not feel like this is a safe place, a safe space. I'm sorry. Letitia says, Letitia asked Tamara, is she willing to be more transparent? And Tamara says, I talk to Latrice all day, every day. And I also talk to Selena just as much. Tamara says she is more transparent with those ladies because she feels safe around them. They have made her feel comfortable. Tamara says in the confessional that when you've been hurt by other Bells, you feel like the Bells will do something to you, and it makes you want to protect your peace. And I definitely understand what Tamara was talking about because if I was her, I wouldn't share them with these women either. I'm telling you, because we're gonna see in the next episode how Letitia is gonna be gunning for someone else. Y'all are not providing a safe space for these women. Is this a space? Which y'all are y'all calling this collective just a space where you can come and empty your guts so that people can use the information that you give them against them? Is that what the collective is about? I don't know. But I'm here to tell you it ain't cute and it ain't funny. And I think that that's something that they all need to check themselves on. Whew, I'm sorry. Letitia Tamara also says, because emotionally, my peace is a priority. And I definitely understand that as well. Tamara said the only time that she shied away was when she was pregnant because she was attacked when she was fighting postpartum depression. After the pregnancy, she only heard from Latrice, and she expected more support from the Bells who are mothers. And they did not support her. We saw that. We saw Tamara with this baby, and she didn't want nobody. She want the baby on camera, and I don't blame her for that. Keep their digital footprint as small as you can. She she didn't bring her baby around the group, and I don't blame her. You can't trust these women. Um, Letitia said she had to fight through her hurt, so why can't everyone else? Because everybody else ain't you, girl. Everybody else ain't you. They just ain't. And I'm gonna need you to drop that hard exterior that you got for everybody else in this group, besides Glendale. That's who you need to have this hard exterior for. Cause these women ain't done nothing to you. Glenn is the one out here cheating on you. I guess you forgot that. But we have not. So that's who you need to be being tough with. Not these women. These women are here. Y'all say you're a collective and that y'all are here to support each other, but you're doing everything but being supportive, Letitia, especially at this moment. Because this was an opportunity for you to bridge the gap that you have with Tamara, but you didn't do that. You instead, you got on your high horse and galloped all across the room saying that if I could get over, anybody else can. Y'all hurt isn't the same. And apparently she doesn't process things the way you process them. So, girl, get over yourself. Anyway, moving forward, honey. Get out of there. Um, Marie says Tamara wants the prestige of being a Belle without doing the work because Tamara hasn't tried to get to know them beyond the surface level. Marie, I'm talking to you. You just as bad as Letitia is right now. because what have you done to make Tamara feel comfortable? I believe you were a part of the crew who brought this man or wanted to bring this person that Tamara had a protective order on to the collective, if my memory serves me correctly. So you are a part of the reason why Tamara does not feel like this is a safe space for her. And perhaps maybe you and Letitia should leave the group so that the rest of the women can create a safe space. Latrice said, it is sad that they look at Tambra and they think that she doesn't bring a lot. Latrice says that Tambra is the true definition of a Belle. And I will tell you this, when I look at Tambra, I do see Belle. I don't know why, but I see Mississippi Delta, I see Southern Belle, I see all those things in Tamara. Now, her voice is a little irky to me, but I still see all of those things in Tamara when I see her. You said Letitia's hurt appears manufactured and performative. Baby, thank you, Symmetry. You put it into words that I could not express. It is so performative. Yes, prestige was the word that Marie used when she talked about Tamara. I'm gonna say it again. Marie said that Tamara wants the prestige of being a Belle without doing the work because Tamara hasn't tried to get to know them beyond the surface level. This group don't show me prestige. I'm sorry. This group don't show me. They don't show me Southern Belle. They don't show me cohesiveness. They don't show me a safe space. They're not showing me anything that I would think would make anybody want to be a part of their group. I'm sorry, they just are not. Letitia asked Selena, what does she think? And Letitia asked, Le- Selena said, she thought that Tamara was good with the group, or good for the group. And Letitia asked Tamara point blank if she still wants to be part of the collective, which I thought was silly. Do you still want to be part of the collective? Because maybe you go around here creating BS all the time. You and your husband, everything y'all doing is manufactured. I'm sorry for telling the truth. I believe everything that they are giving us it does not even appear to be real. Does it even appear to be reality? I'm gonna tell you, if you go back and watch this last episode, when Latrice and Letitia are sitting at Taste Bar, Letitia gives so much performative. Nothing she says or sounds like seems real. It does not even seem like a reality. Letitia, y'all want to say, go away from us with this, but we're gonna move right along. Um, Tamara says she still believes that the collective still has purpose. And I put, what does that mean? What purpose? Tell us what purpose do you think these women have? I want to know. Because if you ask me, I think OWN should cut the whole show. Really. Because that's how much purpose y'all giving. Carrie rang her bell. Girl, thank you, Carrie, for breaking up this scene, honey. She rung her bell and asked if they're asking Tamara. She said, let's cut the chase. Let's stop it. Let's get on in this. Now you asking Carrie, are you asking Tamara to leave? Is that what y'all doing? Y'all trying to put her out of the collective? And I really appreciate Carrie for stepping up and saying that. Um, and Letitia said they're asking Tamara to not to step away, but to step up. Carrie said she believes a lot of people are afraid to share and be vulnerable if they feel like it will be weaponized against them later. And I totally agree with that because we've seen that on this show. We have seen the way y'all have treated Tamara, and as I said, Tamara's the quietest one of the group, and y'all have treated her poorly. And I said, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Maurice then says they all must remember what the vision was, what the vision was for the collective. If you can't feel safe in doing that, step away. Don't be selfish. I said, if anybody go back and watch my reviews, I said episode 1 or 2, when they introduced Shantae, that they were trying to bring Shantae in to be a part of the collective. I said it, I sure did, and I told y'all to write it down. Hopefully y'all wrote it down. We're gonna see on the next episode that they gonna be talking crazy. Tamara gonna get in Shantae behind because she says Shantae is a problem in the collective. Tamara says that she wishes she could stay for this, but she had to go because the baby was more important. London Simone comes first, and then Tamara gets her stuff and she leaves. She said she wanted to stay because she wanted to see where they was gonna try to go with this mess. Latrice says that you guys feel like Tamara should be getting the bells because she's not transparent. Latrice then says that Tamara is transparent with me. And Marie chimes in and says, we aren't talking about personal relationships. So what are you talking about? Because everything that y'all bring to this group is personal. When y'all were talking about this man, her stalker, that was personal. That was not a relationship or something that you were involved in. That was something that Tamara had going on with someone, an outside entity, not any of you guys. That alone is personal. When you start talking about Greedy and Greedy doing whatever y'all were saying, guess what? Greedy is her man. That's her father of her child. That is personal. Y'all talked about nothing intimately that only affected the collective. Never. I, I think some of y'all need a reality check, but we're gonna move on. Um, we're talking about transparency within the collective. What she means by that is we want you to come down here and tell us your business so that we can go out here and spread it abroad. They remind Marie that they still haven't heard about her and Cedric's breakup. Why you talk about transparency, girl? You ain't told us nothing about you. Well, you trying to run your mouth. Marie tells Carrie that she is really, she's really her fan. She goes, Carrie, you're my fan. You're my fan. And so there's a fan there. Carrie takes the fan. She goes around the room, fanning out all the ladies at the table, baby. I thought that was cute. She said, yeah, I'm a fan of all of y'all. Carrie said, you don't get me on my square at all. Letitia asked Carrie what she has going on down on the Gulf Coast. And Carrie tells them about her restaurant and the possibility of it closing. Carrie said it felt good to share with these ladies. And then Carrie tells Selena that she heard, I don't really like to spread rumors. I don't like to be a part of that. That's not who I am. But guess what? It didn't stop her ass from spreading this rumor. She said she heard Mike had a baby on the way. Selena said that Mike stepped out on her and fathered a child. It is over. Child, when I tell you this episode was a snore, why you try to put Tamara out of the group? I agree that Tamara probably should give more to the television, but to seem like y'all were trying to break the fourth wall, I don't know what y'all was doing. But I'm gonna tell you this: everything that y'all came to Tamara with was personal. It was her personal business that you tried to weaponize against her, and that is so unfair. And she doesn't feel safe, and she has every reason not to feel safe with you guys. Anywho, you guys, y'all get down in the comment section. We're gonna keep talking about this. I believe the episode again wasn't all that great because I feel like we're getting more manufactured storylines than we're getting facts. And I really would rather have facts when it comes to this show. So we're gonna talk about it in the comment section. We're gonna keep going because when I tell you this show is not um I don't think it's giving what it should give. And this used to be one of my favorites when it came out, but it's like it's lacking something. And I hope they pick it up, whatever is lacking, because yeah, I'm not getting it. I'm not feeling it. This you're not giving prestige. You're not giving Southern Bells. I don't know what you're giving, but it ain't none of that. Anywho, you guys, thanks for coming down here and listening to me run my mouth over here talking about the Belle Collectors. And I will be back in the next video to talk with you about something else later. Not tonight, though. It'll be another day, probably tomorrow. If no one told you today that they love you, I love you. And there ain't a thing you can do about it. I hope to God you have a great night. Bye bye.